Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have a review and a demo of a palette that I got from Octoly, but it's by a company called Ferdinand, and it is their overnight custom palette. This is so exciting. I saw this, I had to grab it to review. There was just no exception. So I want to go over the facts about this, weigh my opinionated pros and cons on it that I feel, and then I want to go into the demo and show you how I came up with this look that I have right here using this palette. So if you guys are interested in that and want to find out a little bit more, because believe me, you wanna, then just sit tight and we'll get right into it. Let's start off by going over the facts of this palette. The retail value is $60, and you may be going, I know, it is a pretty penny for this palette, but we're going to get into exactly why it's worth that much. And honestly, I think that it's a pretty good price for what you get and what this palette is about. So you get this palette, and it is a custom palette, so that right there may be why the price is the way that it is, along with the quality of the items that go into it. But you get the box. I mean, if you want to keep the box, you can, that's fine. But then you get the palette here, and this palette is heavy, you guys. This is a very well made, nice palette. It's a shiny outside. You can kind of see it with the ring light. It's very shiny. Half of it is white, half of it is a mint color, and it says Finding Ferdinand on the bottom. Now when you turn this over, you get a sticker here that says the overnight palette designed by, and then your name will be there, which mine says Niki Murphy. And then it just says in collaboration with Finding Ferdinand. So you get a palette that has your name on it, that says you made it, which is really, really cool. Is it worth a $60 price tag? No, but it is an amazing touch, okay? So if I'm gonna give a company $60, thank you for putting my name on the back. It makes me feel special. I cared. Now this is what the palette looks like when you open it up. I have not taken the film off of it yet. Let's do it together. Oh, that is so satisfying. So I don't want to blind you with the ring light, so I'll just shine you into my closet. But you get a humongous mirror. Humongous mirror. Now this is a kind of on the go type of palette. You can take this palette. You don't have to worry about anything in it shattering. The mirror itself is the kind of mirror that you need when you go somewhere. It's just amazing. And then you have 3 face shades that you can choose from, a bunch on the site, and then you can get 5 shadows. So you really get a lot of choices here, and they have a lot of choices on the site as well, especially when it comes to eyeshadow. They have a ton of eyeshadow choices, and even finishes, different finishes from matte to shimmer to all of it. And then they have a few choices. I mean, they have a lot of choices, I think, personally, for blush. A couple of choices for bronzer, and a couple of choices for highlight. So I do like that. I wish they had a little bit more choices when it came to highlight and bronzer, but they have enough. They have something that will fit for every skin tone and every person. So that's really all that matters. But they do have quite a few blush shades and then a ton of eyeshadows. Now I took this palette, for me personally, I took it in a more every single day kind of way. That's the road that I took, just because I'm going to use the crap out of this. So I want it to be something that I'm going, like colors that I'm going to use the most. So I chose a warm tone orange for a transition, a darker brown because that's what I like to use in the outer V a lot with my everyday looks, and then a more kind of mauve blush pink, because if I don't do a warm orange tone, it's usually a pink blush tone as my transition. And then a more, it's kind of like a brownish champagne type of shimmer, and that's for the lid. And then I got a more white champagne toned shimmer for like my inner corner highlight, my brow bone highlight, or an alternative for my lid. So for me, this was everything. I got the mauve tone, more slighted towards the pink tone, blush, which is kind of my favorite color. I picked the light bronzer because that's just what I like in a bronzer. I don't like to overdo it. I don't like it to be too dark. I just like a little bit of color, and my skin tone is very light. And then I went with kind of like the same color eyeshadow, only a little tiny bit more golden on the highlights. So I'm very, very pleased with my choices of this. The colors are very great when it comes to choosing them online, because when you look at the colors, you also have the choice because it's set up on the site to where you see the colors on the left hand side, and then you can click them and they go over to like an empty palette on the right hand side. And if you skip over with your mouse and you touch that, you can actually click it and it will show you like a real swatch and what the color actually looks like. And that is really, really nice and very vital when you're trying to choose colors, especially going through a ton of different colors. It's very vital to have that and have them be true to color. And from the colors that I have chosen personally versus, you know, online and then getting them in person, they are exactly what I thought they were going to be. So I'm very happy about that. I do know that it tells you a bunch of stuff on the back of the palette here. It does say on the front that it is 0.74 ounces and then 21 grams of product. I'm not sure if that's all together. You know, I'm pretty like, yeah, it's probably all together. But I don't know what it is separately. And then it says, we love our customers and do not use harmful ingredients such as parabens, mineral oils. I don't know that word. Phthalates. You guys probably know what I'm saying. Trisglycerin. This is going to be fun. Sodium lauryl sulfate, talc, petroleum, and gluten. So they don't test on animals as well. And they use really great ingredients. The quality of these are pretty good in my opinion. But back to the FAQS. They do ship international. However, if you are outside of Canada or the US, I don't know if I would personally recommend it, just because they only want to ship FedEx so they know and they can have the insurance and they know that it will reach you very quickly, because FedEx is good like that. They only ship FedEx, so if you are outside of Canada or the US, shipping is going to be $70, but they will ship anywhere. But that's more than the palette. So honestly, we're going to run you like $130 without tax. I don't know, you know, so I don't know. I would never buy personally something that the shipping costs more than the product. I would never do that. But that is, of course, your guys' choice. If this is something that you want, like crazy want. But they do ship to Canada and they do ship within the US, and it is relatively quick. It's about 3 to 5 days, I believe, processing, and then 2 to 3 days shipping. So like a normal kind of shipping rate and time, since that's what I meant. Now with the palette you also get 2 brushes, and these are 2 double-ended brushes, and these come free with the palette. You get a double-ended eyeshadow brush and then a double-ended face brush, and these are actually really nice quality. There is a wood in the middle of them, and then it's just a really nice, almost like a light rose gold kind of blushed. Oh, I hear that. I hear it. They're like helicopters. But the metal is really reflective and nice and kind of like a chromish look. And then the hair is really soft, really soft. Like you have a more dense kind of blush side and then a less dense kind of bronzer contour side. And then with the eyeshadow, I don't know if I would really personally use this. I would use my own brushes, but that's just because that's what I do when I have a ton of brushes. But it is possible to use this if you don't have a lot of brushes, and it's going to be exactly what you need. I did use this end of it in the demo to lay down my lid color because I wanted to bring it up a little bit further than my finger could, and it worked perfectly. It really grabbed the eyeshadow product amazingly. So these are great brushes. I love this one. I don't know how much use I'll get out of this one, but I love the fact that you do get essentially 4 brushes with this palette. So that does help with the price point. Now I also got a sticker sheet, and I don't know if this comes with the palette or not. I couldn't find that online, or if this just comes because of the PR kind of collaboration in Octoly. I'm not positive, but these are really cute stickers, and you could definitely like customize it a little bit more and stick them to your palette how you see fit. So I wanted to mention that, but don't quote me on if this actually comes with the palette purchase or not. Now also within the palette, these are removable and very easily removable. You can just pop them right out like so, and you can buy more from their site, or if you have other kind of single shadows that are this size or face products, you can pop them in and literally just change out whatever you want whenever you're traveling. So that's another thing that's really cool. They make it easy. They make it very simple to change things out. It's not hard. You're not going to end up ruining your products. I like that. I like that a lot. Now let's get into my personal pros and cons on this palette. If I missed any information that you really want to know, just ask me in the comments and I'll make sure to put that either in the description box or in the comments for you guys. Now let's start with the pros. I love the name thing. You guys, I love that. I think that is so cool that you have your name on there. It says you made that in collaboration with Finding Ferdinand. I think that's really, really awesome. Not a lot of places do that. I love that it comes with the brushes. The brushes are good quality. They're not crap, which is always amazing. So you don't really ever see that. And if you do, it's usually one brush, not two. So I was very, very pleased they do that. And they should do that because the price is pretty expensive, but they're giving you so many options here. Another pro for me is the quality of this palette. There is no doubt in my mind it cost them a pretty penny to make these palettes. This is not cheap. It's heavy. You can feel it. The mirror is huge, and if you are an avid YouTube watcher or makeup lover or just really into the community, you know how much this can cost putting a huge mirror like this in a palette. That's why a lot of people do the cardboard palettes with no mirror, is because it can cost a lot of money. I love that you can just pop these out. I absolutely love that, and I love the quality of these shadows. They are, and not just the shadows, but the face products as well. I was looking at it, I was impressed. I was like, oh, that's nice, that's really cool. I was talking about it on Snapchat, but I'm like, but the quality, like, how is the quality? I want to know. The quality is amazing. These are so pigmented. You only need to lightly tap into them. They blend like a dream. They stay all day. They stay all day. They don't budge at all. And I loved it. The highlight, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about these highlights, you guys. Like, you don't have to worry about, people pay like $40 for a highlight like this. Becca, come on. Everything is so great about this quality-wise. The palette, the products, everything. So once I used this palette, once I felt it, once I opened it, everything, looking it over, I completely understand why this is $60. And for somebody that's in the US or even Canada, this is completely worth it. It's so good. It shocked me. It really shocked me. Now the cons here, one, of course, the price. I understand the price fully, but I know for a lot of you, a con is going to be the price. I do think it's worth it, especially if you want to save up. I think it would make a great gift idea if you know someone who's very picky or particular, or if you are. I think that's another pro, actually. I guess we're not talking cons here, but that is another pro. This is for us people who are picky and want what we want when we want it. Let's move back on to the cons. One con that I found besides the price point is that when you take these out, because they all have names on the site, when you're choosing out your individual pans, any of it, they all have names. But when you look on the back of it, they don't have names. There's just a bunch of kind of like numbers and hashtags and stuff. There's no name. I would really like it if they would have put the name of the product on here, because if I didn't keep my email or my receipt or anything like that, or if I couldn't remember what I got, I'm not sure how I can reorder a pan if I run out of it, because the name isn't on the back. And they have so many different choices, especially in eyeshadow, that's one thing that I didn't really like, was that they don't have stickers or something etched into the back where you can be like, okay, that's the name of it, I want to go reorder it. Or if said from this review you guys see a color that you really, really like from here, what if I can't remember to tell you guys, which I will tell you the names of all of them in the description box if you guys want to know. But I think that is a huge con. I think that's definitely something that they should probably take into consideration and maybe change. But honestly, other than that and the cost, I think that, and the cost for me isn't really, it's not a personal con for me. I get it. I would spend it, especially after trying it, but you guys haven't, so I think that for you, the price would be a con. But other than the price and the fact that the names are not on the back of the products, there's nothing that I don't like about this, you guys. Nothing. I think this is completely worth it. I know that it's an investment. So I was very excited to be able to review this, to have it. I feel very grateful to be able to have this. I think with the holidays coming up, this could be an awesome option for people who really want to have fun and make their own palette, literally with your name on the back. Alright, so now I'm going to get into the demo of how I created this look using this palette. I did only show the parts where I used this specific palette. Everything else I just skipped over for the sake of time. If you guys want to know what I used all together, I will have that in the description box for you guys with links, just in case you want to know. If you guys have any questions, if I didn't cover anything, just ask me in the comment section. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'm really excited about this. I think that it's amazing, but let's get into the demo. I'm going to go into this kind of mauve pink here with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to start putting that into the transition. These colors are so pigmented and so easy to blend. I absolutely love this so much. I literally only have to tap the blending brush into the colors very, very lightly. I'm going to bring this color up pretty high, close to the eyebrow, and then just kind of wing it out when I get towards the edge of my eyebrow. Just kind of wisp it a little bit, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to take a smaller, kind of thinner blending brush, and I'm going to go into this brown here. And you have to be so careful because it's so pigmented. But I'm just going to take a little bit of that at the end of the brush and start at the outer V of my eye and kind of just work that up. And I'm not going to take it as high as I did the pink, but pretty close. But for right now, I'm just going to kind of deepen up that outer V. And then I like to just go back in with that fluffy blender and just kind of blend everything to make sure that there's no harsh lines. These shadows are very easy to blend, but they don't blend away like some shadows can, which is really awesome. I like that about these. The color will stay there, but they'll also blend out really, really nicely for you. Now I'm going to go in with my finger because I want to put this color here on the lid, and I just like to use my finger. Some people don't, but I am one of those people that just likes to use my finger. And I'm going to go in and just set this down on the, oh god. Such a beautiful color. And this is also where the brush from Finding Ferdinand will actually come in handy, because you can use this one end here and go in and set it down because it picks up the color really nicely, and set it down on the eye as well, which I'm going to do because I want to bring this color a little bit above my actual lid, which anyone with hooded eyes knows exactly how I'm feeling. And then I'm going to go back in with that kind of thinner blender and go back into that kind of brown. And I'm just going to deepen up the outer V and make sure there's no harsh lines between the lid color and then the outer V. Kind of just blends it all together. And this is where just a lot of blending comes into play for me, because I'm going to deepen this up, blend out with this blender, and then I'm going to go in with another blender, and this one's a little bit more dense, and then I just blend literally everything out. And it gives it more of a blown out kind of airbrush look to the eyeshadow, which is beyond easy to do with these eyeshadows because they are so good. They're so good. For my brow highlight, I'm going to go into this kind of color right here, which is just a white shimmer. And this is very shimmery, very. You only need a very tiny bit of this if you decide to use it as an eyebrow highlight, because as you can see, extremely pigmented and reflective and gorgeous. You could probably even use this as a highlighter if you wanted to, because dang. I'm also going to take that eyebrow highlight and I'm going to take a little kind of pencil brush here, and I'm going to do the inner corners here. Just look at that, wow. And I'm barely tapping into these shadows. Like, you don't need to do a lot with these. Now I am going to take a small little blender, which is more like a pencil brush, but I use it as a blender, and go back in with that transition color there. And I'm going to dust that underneath the eyeliner that I just put on my lower waterline. Just kind of brings the whole look together. Then I'm going to take my trusted e.l.f. smudge brush and go into that brown and just put that on the outermost V part. Right? Try to keep it as tight to the waterline as I can. And I don't bring it more than halfway underneath my eye. And it tends, because my eyes are pretty small, it tends to give me more of an opened-eyed look instead of bringing it the whole way to the inner corner. It kind of closes off my eye. Now I am going to try to use the Finding Ferdinand face brush because this is so soft and it just seems like it is great quality. So I do want to try this out. I'm going to use the angled end here and their light bronzer that I picked out, and I'm going to go in with that and just bronze up my face a little bit. Which I thought at first that this might have been a little orange, but I'm not really seeing too much of an issue. I don't know how it looks on camera, but when I used this before, I didn't see too much of an issue. It's a very light bronzing powder, which is good. This is what I like. That's why I like my e.l.f. bronzing powder. So it's buildable and you don't go too crazy. Then I'm going to take the other end, which is kind of like a domed fluffy end. I wish it was a little bit wider, but that's okay. And I'm going to go into the blush here, which is a beautiful color. Picked it out myself. And it's not bad with it being as small as it is because it's so soft that you literally can swirl it around your cheeks. And it really just gives you that airbrushed blush effect. I didn't even mess that up. Look at me go. Alright, it's highlight time. I'm going to go into this highlight, which this is a more, I want to say like champagne, but less gold. It's more of like a white toned. Oh, what? Oh no. I mean, oh yes, but oh, I wasn't expecting it to be that crazy. Wow. That is so nice. People usually pay $40 for a highlighter like this all on its own. And it just melts into your skin. It doesn't sit on top of your skin like some highlighters can. Okay, my nose is glowing way too much. Let's tone that down a little bit. So as you can see, it's good. It's so good, you guys. I'm very excited that I could review this. I think that it's an A+. I have one major con for me personally, which I think is a major concern. But other than that, I just don't see anything bad about this. I was very excited about it. I thought that most of you would be pretty excited about it as well. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave that in the comment section. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe before you leave. And if you are interested in grabbing that, I will leave the link in the description box for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Put it on me!